Okay? You will have a review tomorrow. And then we will be taking our test, so it's important to pay attention to this. Okay. So right here for number 1, it says 4th degree, but it doesn't say what that looks like. So let's just write it right up here to the above. It's going to be ax to the 4th plus bx to the plus cx plus dx plus e equals y, right? Okay, let's do our matrices like we did it yesterday where it's the shorter version. Okay? So I have it right here. My first column is going to be everything to the 4th, so I'm going to use this first point. 3 to the 4th, 3 cubed, 3 squared, 3, and 1. To the negative 1, and then my answer is negative 18. Okay? Then I'm going to go 4 to the 4th, 4 to the 3rd, 4 squared, 4 and 1, negative 144 in my constraint matrices. My coefficient matrices, I'm going to go 5 to the 4th, 5 to the 3rd, 5 squared, 5 and 1, and I'm going to constraint matrices negative 540. And I get 6 to the 4th, 6 cubed, 6 squared, 6 and 1, and I get negative 1,440. It is, you're right. And then I'm going to do 7 to the 4th, 7 cubed, 7 squared, 7 and 1. Okay? To negative 3,150. Okay. We put this in our graphing calculator and we will get the answer that looks like this. Negative 3, 15, negative 24, 12, and 0. So how do I write that out? You do not have to have the plus 0 at the end, but if you want it, you can have it. Okay. Let's try number 2. Okay. So it says it's a 5th degree polynomial. So what is that going to mean?
6.
We need 6 points, right? It's going to say ax to the plus bx to the plus cx to the plus dx to the plus ex plus f equals y. Okay, so I'm going to make my matrices, and the first ones are going to be to the 5th. So I'm going to take this first point right here. Somebody in my one of my other class asked me, well, why aren't you doing them in order? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And I'm like, the points come from right here, guys. Okay. Negative 4 to the 5th. Negative 4 to the
4.
Negative 4 to the
3rd.
negative 4,
Square.
negative 4, and
1.
in my constraint, we raise that to the negative 1, and we times it by my constraint matrices, which is going to be negative 1.333. Okay, next I'm going to say negative 3 to the times negative 3 to the
4.
times negative 3 to the
3rd.
times negative 3
Square.
times negative 3 times.
1.
And what's my constraint matrices going to have in it? Okay. Next, I'm going to have negative 2 to the negative 2 to the negative 2 to the negative 2 to the negative 2, 1, and good. Now I'm going to have negative 1 to the negative 1 to the negative 1 to the negative 1, negative 1, 1, and 5.33. Okay. Then I have 1 to the 5th, 1 to the 4th, 1 cubed, 1 squared, 1, 1, and 18. And then I have 2 to the 5th, 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd, 2 squared, 2 and 1 to 1,114.333. Okay, so now guys, I'm going to switch to live presenter so you can see what I'm putting into my calculator. Okay. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to open. First thing we're going to do is open a what? And it's going to be a what by what? 6 by 6. Good. So I hit my matrices button, which is right next to my number 9. I open it up. I change it to 6 rows, 6 columns. Press enter. Okay. A lot of these are negatives, which means they definitely need to put them in parentheses. Parentheses, negative 4 to the 5th. Tab. Negative 4 to the 4th. Negative 4 to the 3rd. Negative 4 squared. Negative 4 and 1. And I'm going to put negative 3 to the 5th. Negative 3 to the 4th. Negative 3 to the 3rd. Negative 3 squared. Negative 3 and 1. You're entering this in with me, right? Mm-hmm. Negative 2 to the 5th. Negative 2 to the 4th. Negative 2 to the 3rd. Negative 2 squared. Negative 2 and 1. Then I'm going to put negative 1 to the 5th. Negative 1 to the 4th. Negative 1 to the 3rd. Negative 1 squared. Negative 1, 1. And then an extra positive so you don't technically have to have parentheses around them. 1 to the 5th. 1 to the 4th. 1 to the 3rd. 1 squared. 1, 1. 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 4th. 2 cubed. 2 squared. 2 and 1. So what if I accidentally did this, guys? Watch. See, I have my whole matrices up here. What if I did this? What do I do now? Control Z or Control Escape. Pops right back up. So if you delete it, you do not have to go back to the beginning. I'm raising it to the negative 1 power. Timesing it by my constraint matrices, which is a 6 by 1, 6 rows, 1 column. And I'm going to plug them in as negative 1.333, 6, 9, 5.333, 18, 1,114.333. And I'm going to get this. 2.87591, 26.294, 75.6203, 51.8615, negative 72.1628, and negative 66.4893. So if you get something like this, I would round it. I'm just going to round it to 3 decimal places because that's what my original points were. They gave me to 3 decimal places. Okay, so I'm going to make this live presenter disappear. I'm going to go back to my paper, and I'm going to write this down. I'm going to make my answers to 3 decimal places. 2.876, 2.876, 26.294, 75.620, 51.862, negative 72.163, negative 66.489. Okay, so we know that that looks like 2.876x to the 5th plus 26.294x to the 4th plus 75.620x cubed plus 51.862x squared minus 72.163x minus 66.489. Any questions about this one? All right, let's look at how to solve for number 3. So that you will have to do some of these on your test. Solve x squared plus 7x equals 3. What's the first thing we're going to do? Ignore this right now.
Minus 7.
If we have x squared plus 7 equals 3, the first thing we're going to do is minus 7. And we get x squared equals, minus 7, not 3, negative 4, right? Then what do we do?
Square root of
And what is x going to equal? 2i, or could it be negative 2i? Because what's the square root of 4? It could be 2 or negative 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
We need to put or 2 We'll get wrong.
Yes. You only get partial credit.
What? I'm about to forget that.
Well, don't. Okay. Next, we have x squared minus 6x. I'm just going to add 25 to both sides first. Equals 0. Okay? We're going to plug them in for A or B or C. So we have minus a negative 6 over 2 times 1 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 25. I did not put negative 6 squared here. Do you think that matters? What's 6 times 6, guys? What's negative 6 times negative 6? Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? Times 2 times 1. Okay, this becomes positive. I get 6 over 2. What does that reduce to?
3.
Good. Okay. So then I have 6 squared gives me the square root of 36 minus 4 times 1 times 25 gives me 36 minus 100, which is negative 64 over 2. What's the square root of negative 64? What's the square root of 64? So we get 8i over 2.
Or negative.
See how it already has my plus and minus? So I'm good in this case.
So if I put or negative, I'll get that wrong.
Oh, you could do that. Just don't have a plus or minus. So then we have 3 plus or minus 4i, right? Because 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. There we go. That's it. Okay. 2. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Hold on. So there's going to be give you an explanation like you had in the warm-up where you have to graph it. There's going to be some matrices. There's going to be some beautiful graphs where you have to find the roots and the a value to find the equation. There's going to be 2 problems like this, one like one like the other. And then there's going to be a more complicated one like word problem. Okay, your homework for tonight. your homework for tonight. You have to find the equation for this polynomial. You're going to find the roots first and the multiplicities. And then you're going to plug in 2, -4 for your x and your y to find a. And then write down your total equation. You're going to write out the matrices to this. You can plug it in your calculator tomorrow. But everybody should have this done because you'll have class time tomorrow where you can do this. Okay? You're going to write a possible equation with this. It tells you all the multiplicities and the roots and the end behaviors. So you're going to tell me the equation. It might be easier to graph it first if that is for you. Then you have 2 problems just like I showed you in class today. Okay? Any questions about that? So this is like a mini review, and then I'm going to give you a bigger review tomorrow. So I'm kind of giving you 2.